All right. Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. Really appreciate it. My name is Ty Cohen, and we have a ton of great stuff that I want to share with you. But before I get started, I want to make sure that everyone can hear my voice, number one. So if you can hear my voice, give me a big one in the questions box. And if you can see my screen, you should see a screen that says this presentation will be starting shortly. Put a two in the questions box. Okay, awesome. And I want you to use this questions area as well to ask your questions as I go over this entire presentation. I'm going to give you a lot of content, a lot of great stuff that you can go in and implement. So as I do this, again, ask questions. I'm a big believer in the fact that there's no such thing as a dumb question. So anything that you have that comes to mind, go ahead and shoot. My goal is to show you how publishing short 20-page ebooks on Amazon.com can be a highly profitable, easy, and extremely lucrative way to generate income, leads, and massive commissions for years and years to come without your competition ever knowing how you did it. All right, sounds good? So let's jump right into this. Now, as I said, my name is Ty Cohen, and you know, when I first started with this, I actually developed a system that allowed me to go from 0 to like 6 figures using one of Amazon's other programs called the Amazon Advantage program. And because I was doing so well with this program, Amazon invited me to become a beta tester, and now I'm known as the king of Amazon Kindle publishing. I actually spent years running tests and just testing different elements, things that work and things that don't work, right? So I've made all of the mistakes so that you can avoid making those mistakes and get right to the profit. So I've tested things like price points, lead generation, topics, covers, how to start and profit fast. I've made millions with Amazon. I've taught thousands of students around the globe, actually tens of thousands. I've spoken at dozens of conferences and seminars globally on this subject, and I've actually taught dozens of 7 and 8 figure business owners how to do this, as well as taught it to their family members and their significants. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to do this as well. So before we jump into this, here I am here. I'm speaking on stage here. I think this is over in London. Um, I've been literally asked to talk about this topic and to teach people about this literally across the planet. So here we are in London. I'm speaking to a packed house here. Here I got invited to speak out in Thailand, which was pretty cool. And this was pretty much one of the largest audiences that I had ever spoken in front of. This was maybe about 8,000 people. The cool thing about this was I needed an interpreter, so they got me an interpreter. And I opened up the show by saying, the seminar, the conference, by saying, "My name is Ty. I'm Ty in Thailand," and they thought that was the funniest thing ever. But it was just amazing because the crowd was warm. They were engaging. They were very welcoming. It was just incredibly awesome. All right, here I am. I'm being interviewed for um, the amazing, great business owner Peter Anthony Wynn. Some of you folks may know the great Peter Anthony Wynn for his radio show. And this is Glenn Laudwell over here of Mind Movies. I don't know if any of you folks are familiar with mindmovies.com. So Peter Anthony was interviewing both me and Glenn, and this was awesome. It was a millionaire's mistakes that millionaires have made on the way to making their first million. Right, so it was some really cool stuff that we talked about here. And this is something that I'm really pleased about. How many people know who this big giant right here is? I'm actually 6 feet tall, but this guy just hovers over me. How many people know who this is? Type it into the questions box. And you won't see, you won't be able to see everyone else's answers. When you type into the questions box, you won't be able to see anyone else's questions or answers because of a platform that we're using. But how many people are familiar with this gentleman right here? Right. This is Tony Robbins. So how many people know Tony Robbins or follow him? Right. Tony Robbins is one of the world's most well-known business coaches, motivational coaches, personal development coaches. He's the guy that works with the top presidents, top athletes, top folks in the entertainment industry, kings, queens. He's the guy that gets people on top of their game. So he's the guy that helps to pull out your best inner game and get you to that point where you need to be. So he's helped people to create multiple million dollar, multi-million dollar $100 million, and he even works with a few billionaires as well. So this was pretty cool for me and my wife to hang out with Tony and his wife Sage, who's over here on the right hand side. We hung out for a couple of hours, and he's a really, really down to earth guy. So because of the knowledge that I have, I've literally, like I said, I've spoken at well over 300 events across the planet, teaching this to people, teaching it to individuals, and changing lives. And I want to do that for you as well. Now, my story with this started out, I didn't just magically figure this out. I actually had a friend of mine who one day, as I was first trying to start my internet marketing business many years ago, and overcoming the hurdles and finding many trials and obstacles. And I literally couldn't get anything to work. I was trying everything from stuffing envelopes to mailing out postcards to just everything, right? Ads in the back of classified magazines. How many people here are just trying a ton of things right now and you just can't get anything to work? And I want to have a very transparent, open book conversation with you. So I won't call out your name. I just want to get a feel for where folks are right now. All right. So I had this. Thank you. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being honest with that. We've got a lot of me's that are being placed in the questions box here. So I had a friend of mine who came by one day. He says, Ty, I'm selling ebooks on Amazon, and last month I sold 1,000 copies. And I'm thinking 1,000 copies of an ebook. Now at this time, the concept of an ebook was pretty foreign, right? No one really knew what an ebook was. And if you're not familiar with what an ebook is, how many people are familiar with an ebook? Give me a yes if you're familiar with what an ebook is. A big yes, right? But if you're not familiar with what an ebook is, an ebook is like just taking your favorite physical book and putting it online, right? Putting it in your computer so you can read it online, or putting it in your phone or in your iPod or your iPad, not iPod, but iPad, so that you can read it directly from any of your digital devices. And he says, Ty, I sold 1,000 copies last month. And I asked him, I was just curious. I said, well, how much did you sell them for? And he says, well, I sold them for $9.99. And I'm thinking, I'm doing the math, and it doesn't take a math genius to figure that out. And here I found out that my friend made $10,000 in a month. And after I asked him a few more questions, because I was really intrigued, $10,000 to me at the time was a ton of money. And I'm thinking, wow, here's a guy who was not really technically smart, right? He could barely turn on a computer. He had never had any other success with starting any type of business on or offline before. He had struggled just like I had. But here he had figured out a way to make $10,000 in just 1 month. So, as anyone would do, I really picked his brain. I found out some things, and I found out some things that he was doing right, and then some things that he was doing wrong. And I took this system and I pretty much tweaked it and made it to something that allows anyone that I share it with to be able to really do extremely well. Now, right now, there's a digital shift that's taking place where people are buying and consuming written material in the form of ebooks more than ever before. And this trend just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, Amazon is now selling more ebooks for Kindle than hardcover books. In fact, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says that for every 100 hardcover books that they sell, the company has sold twice that amount in the digital Kindle ebook format, right? So isn't that fantastic there? How many people think that's pretty impressive? Give me a big yes if you think that's impressive, right? So now this shift in publishing platform that Amazon has provided is making some people extremely wealthy and at the least financially free with very little effort. Excuse me. Here's 3 examples. The first is a young lady by the name of Amanda Hocking. She's an unknown 20-plus-year-old girl from Minnesota, USA, who's made over $2 million publishing stories to Kindle. Over $2 million, and she's just in her 20s, right? Here's another example of how this works so well and why it works so well. Here's an article on Forbes.com. How many people are familiar with Forbes? Give me a yes if you are. And here it talks about who wants to be a Kindle millionaire, and they go into detail of how people are literally creating fortunes publishing content to Amazon's Kindle platform, right? This is Forbes, right? A highly credible publication that's talking about how this new platform that Amazon has created is literally creating millionaires, All right. Now, here's another individual that's doing extremely well with this. This gentleman is Stephen Lever, who's over in the UK. He sells about 2,000 ebooks a day. Now, imagine if he just sold them at 99 cents. Right? Let's just say he's not selling them for 10 bucks a day like my friend LeBron was selling them for. Instead, he's selling them for 99 cents. Let's just, for sake of easy math, that's $2,000 a day, $60,000 a month, right? $60,000 a month, $365,000 a year. My year actually got cut off here, right? So, I mean, that's pretty significant, isn't it? Here's another gentleman, John Locke, who became the first person to sell 1 million Kindle ebooks, and he did it in less than a year with just 9 titles. All right, 1 million with just 9 titles. Again, imagine if he's selling these things at 10 bucks. That's 10 million. Now, if he's selling them for $1 each, right? That's still $1 million. How many people will take $1 million a year just by publishing content? Right? Give me a big yes. In addition to these folks, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are making thousands and tens of thousands and millions of dollars selling content on Kindle. Now it's your turn, right? So this is the same system that I used to actually buy my mom a house and pay cash for it recently, right? So my mom's just turned 79, and for her 79th birthday, I wanted to buy her a house and go out of the way and get her this dream house that she wanted with multiple bathrooms, multiple rooms in it, one level, because she is getting older. She doesn't want to walk up and down the stairs. And here in North Carolina, where the climate is warmer, and because I'm so blessed with this entire system that I'm sharing with you, I was able to do that and buy it straight out with cash. How many people would like to be able to own their house straight out with no mortgage, right? So here's a testimonial that I received from one of my students. This guy is actually a professor up at Penn State University in Pennsylvania. He sent me this text message. He says, Ty, I wanted to give you an update. This month will be my first $5,000 month. I want to thank you for all of your guidance and inspiration. My goal is set on getting to $10,000 per month in sales by the next month. Here's another testimonial that I got from one of my students, Tracy Voister. She sent this at 9:44 in the morning. She says, good morning, Time. My ebook has sold 5,000 copies this week, right? Now, you might be thinking 5,000 copies, that's not a lot, but she had just gotten started the day before, right? So as Ulrich is saying, and Gopal and Ray and Gregory and DeBass and everyone else is saying, that's great, right? How many people think this is great? Let me call out your name here. Give me a big yes if you think that's great, like being able to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Or, thank you, Debashi. I think that's how I pronounce it. I may be screwing your name up there. And Peter, thank you. And Michael, thank you. And Reggie, thank you. Here's another testimonial from one of my students, Darren DeRai, who's 66 years old. He's over in Perth, Australia. He says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued, right, to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales. 66 years old. He's in Perth, Australia. You can do this from anywhere on the planet. Now, how many ebooks do you need, right? So how many ebooks do you need? Using the system that I've created, I found that we average about $500 a month in sales per ebook, plus 167 potential leads that we can add to our mailing list. So on average, about $500 a month in sales per ebook. Now, here's the thing to remember. Some of these are grand slams. Like some of them will make thousands of dollars a month. Some make a few hundred monthly, right? But the key is every ebook that you publish becomes a new income stream that could potentially make thousands or tens of thousands, right? And then some might make a few hundred. So the key is, what's the key here? What is the key? What do you think it is? Right, absolutely, Roxanne, to continue to publish ebooks. That's the key there, right? So once you get that, because again, each one becomes its own income stream. So now, the thing to keep in mind is, imagine having 5, 10, or 20 ebooks all bringing in monthly income. How many ebooks would you like to have, right? If the average was about $500 in sales a month. Type that into the questions box. How many would you like to have on average? Okay, perfect. I see the numbers are flying in. We actually have hundreds of people that are on this thing here. We're totally maxed out. I could see that we're going to reach our max number on this. So we've got people for saying 20 plus. We've got some people saying 10. Some people saying 75. Some people saying 5. Some people saying 1,000 ebooks. So the sky's the limit, right? So now the thing about me, folks, is I started out working as a clerk at Walgreens Pharmacy, so I don't have any special powers, any super secret ability. If I could do this, you could do this as well. When I first got started, my goal was I just wanted to cover a few bills, right? At the time, my wife and I had just gotten married, so we had our mortgage that I needed to cover, and we had 2 kids, and that was my ultimate goal, was just to be able to take care of a family and cover bills. So I want to put this out there. Immediately right out the gate, you most likely will not make thousands and thousands of dollars from the first couple of ebooks that you publish, right? Or from the first ebook that you publish. I just want to be totally transparent. But this is a long-lasting business model that you can consistently generate income from for many, many, many years. How many people would like to have a long-lasting business, right? Something that continues to float, right? That continues to bring in income. So you're at ground level of what is being called a new age digital diamond mine. And I want to show you guys just some of the money that I've been able to make just playing around with publishing ebooks before I created a streamlined business for this entire thing, right? Now, I think that this is better than almost any business that's out there because it gives you time freedom and it gives you financial freedom. Not only can you generate a boatload of money, but unlike a regular brick and mortar business or unlike a 9-to-5 job, you have the freedom of being able to do this from anywhere, right? We just got back from a cruise, my wife and I, in the Caribbean. We hit 3 different islands, I think it was. And as I'm on a cruise for this 8-day period, my business is still generating income every single day. As a matter of fact, even while I'm sleeping, because as it's, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, Eastern time, it may be 8 a.m. in the morning, GMT time for someone that's over in London, right? And they're buying ebooks. Or it might be, 3 p.m. for someone somewhere else in a different time zone. So do you see how that works? So this is the ultimate business model here. Now, this is one of the first checks that I got, was any amount of $2,297.30. When I first got this check, I really didn't pay much attention to it because I totally had shiny object syndrome to the 10th degree. I think that as a lot of entrepreneurs, we get distracted by just trying to chase too many things at once. How many people are there right now? How many people have shiny object syndrome or have had it in the past? Give me a big yes if that's you. And again, we're being totally transparent, right? All right, I see the yeses coming in. All right, we've got Michael saying yes, Salita saying yes. All right, we've got Cedric saying yes, Randy, yes, that's me, says Ray. All right, so the yeses are flying in. Now, the thing is, it says yes. The Bashis says yes. The Bashis, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right or not. All right, Edward says yes. I'm doing it right now, says Larry. All right, so here's the thing, Larry. You got it right. Says okay, awesome. I got the Bashis' his name right, or her name, his name. I think that is. I got it right. But here, Larry, as you said, if you're doing it right now, that's where I was at. So because I was all over the place, shiny object syndrome to like the 10th degree, I didn't see the opportunity that was directly in front of me. So when this check came in the post in the amount of $2,200, man, I was just all over the place to the point where I didn't give it much thought. And it wasn't until the next month when I saw the next check that came in the amount of $2,873.13. Now, I didn't do anything differently from this point because remember, this is a passive income stream, right? So the ebooks that I had uploaded into my account here were still selling here month to month, as they still sell many, many years later. Now I'm still selling those same ebooks, right? So why would I see this 25% increase? Why do you folks think I saw that 25% increase from this month to this month, but I did not have to work for it? What do you think it was? Give me some answers. Yes, okay. My books got more visibility on Amazon's platform. Yes, that's one. More people started to buy. Yes, that's it. Right? The marketplace started to get bigger. So think about having a storefront, and as more people come into your store, what happens? You sell more goods. Amazon started to promote you. Yes, says Larry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Reviews, says the Bashes, right? I started to get reviews. So as you get more reviews, people start to trust your content, your books more, right? You get this credibility factor. What else do we have? What else? The cycle of more people getting mobile devices with the Kindle app on it, more people getting access to Kindle devices where they can go in and purchase your ebooks from, right? So just a variety of reasons. This is why I get excited by the idea of publishing content on Amazon, because Amazon makes this entire process fairly easy. As long as you have the right system in place, and I'm going to give you this system, but as long as you have that in place, once you make your ebooks available on Amazon, and if you structure them in the way that I'm going to tell you how to do it, then it becomes really easy, because Amazon has the machine that they put behind it, right? And they do that. Why? They're not doing this out of a kindness of their heart, right? Why are they doing it? They're doing it because they want you to make money. Because when you make money, guess what happens? They make money. So guess how much Amazon keeps? So if you sell $10,000 worth of ebooks a month, right? Guess how much they keep? Amazon keeps 70%, 30%. I'm sorry. So Amazon keeps 30% and you get 70%, right? So if you sell $10,000 worth of ebooks a month, Amazon gets $3,000 and you get the lion's share, $7,000. Isn't that pretty cool? Right? So unlike most affiliate programs, right, where you would have to split that 50-50, or you would probably get 10% or 20%, Amazon gives you the bulk of it, right? So now, the next month, I saw a check in the amount of $4,462.53. And then it continued to grow. And then the next month, $8,403.84. And then continues to grow, and it continues to grow. So I continuously see months now that fluctuate between $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 a month in sales. All right. So how many folks would like to have their own digital diamond mine? Give me a big yes, and we're going to get right into how you can do this. All right, give me a big yes, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this. The yeses are coming in. All right, the Bastard says yes. Rhonda says yes. Michael says yes. Gary says yes. All right, we've got Melinda saying yes. We've got Greg saying yes. Ty saying yes. Ty Bollinger. Okay, we've got Bayan saying yes. All right, perfect. All right. Awesome. Now, this is also a perfect lead generation system as well. So if you have a business where you can use leads, this is the perfect way of getting it. Why? Because who's more qualified than the individual that visits Amazon.com, all right, and that makes a purchase, right? They're your absolute target audience, because they're highly targeted and they're not afraid of buying something. They have a credit card, right? Does that make sense? Okay. All right. And remind me to show you how lucrative these leads can be at the end of this thing as well. All right. So now, what makes this different from everything else, from the traditional business, from a brick and mortar business, from an online business in the traditional sense where you go, you build up your own web page, from affiliate marketing businesses, from any other type of business that you can think of? What makes this different, right, is the fact that you're partnering with, right, a multi-billion-dollar brand, Amazon.com, that has the credibility and that, more importantly, has the audience. I think the easiest way to sell is by putting yourself in front of the right audience, so in front of the correct traffic. Right? So Amazon has that traffic. They get like a billion with a B visitors to their web properties a month. That's a lot of people. It becomes very easy to sell anything when you have a billion people visiting your site, right? Or a site where you have something available for sale. The other thing is, it's a system that that's easy to make money and drive leads with month after month after month. All right, so I continuously make money day in, day not out, hour by hour, with content that I published a week ago, content that I published a month ago, and content that I published years ago, because I'm continuously publishing, because each one becomes, like I said, a new income stream. All right, so are you ready to discover the 3 secrets to publishing best-selling Kindle books on Amazon? I'm going to give you secret number 1, which is going to be how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. All right, this is super easy here. I'm also going to give you secret number 2, which will show you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you dislike writing. And then I'll also show you how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. So let's jump right into this. So now, for secret number 1, how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before, you want to use one of my favorite tools, and this is actually a no-cost tool, so you don't have to pay for it. It's called the Google Keyword Planner. All right, so we use this to find best-selling book ideas and to come up with killer titles. So if you go over to google.com, don't do it now. I want you to pay attention to what I'm sharing here with you. But if you go to google.com and you type in Google Keyword Planner, you'll see that it's the first or second result. So click onto that, and then you're going to see a control panel that comes up that looks similar to what you see here. How many people are following along right now? Pretty easy so far, right? Give me a big yes if this is pretty straightforward. All right, we've got Russell, Jason, we've got Jackson, we've got Michael, Rhonda, Ulrich. Everyone's saying yes here. Yes, yes, yes. The Bassies. All right, Gopal. All right, perfect. So now, with this keyword planner, this is where the magic happens. This is where step 1 of the magic happens. So pay close attention. You're going to select this drop down where it says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. Search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. And then here you're going to type in, all right, the genre or the idea that you're considering publishing your ebook around. All right, so you'll type that in right there. And then what you're going to do is come down here, you'll select all languages. You're going to select all locations. And then you'll also select Google and search partners. Okay, and then hit get ideas. And then once you do that, what's going to happen is Google will show you, okay, other keywords that people are searching for and that they've searched for over the last 30 days. All right, so take a look at this. So for example, we typed in dreams interpretation up here. We hit search, right? Google says, here's other phrases that people are searching for. Meaning of dreams, we had 18,100 individuals within the last 30 days search for that phrase. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dreams and their meanings, 590. Dreams meaning, 2,400. Right? So, does that make sense so far? Following along? Okay, great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so now what I found to be 100% powerful is if you can get your combined search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000, right? Between 10,000 to 100,000, because what that means is that again, when you add everything up here, 10,000 to 100,000, that means that there's enough interest. You have enough people that are actively looking for what it is that you plan to write your ebook around, or that you plan to publish an ebook around. Even if you don't write it, right? I'll show you how to get other people to write it for you very inexpensively, right? So that you can just collect the profits. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you want to stay between these numbers because anything less than 10,000 in the marketplace is just not big enough. The marketplace is just not big enough, right? It's like having a Ferrari on a dead end street. You have all of its power, but you have nowhere to go with it. All right, so you have all of its power, but you have nowhere to go with it. And then if you have more than 10,000, then the marketplace is just too big. All right, so I want to spend some time on this because I want everyone to get this. So if you want to be between 10,000 to 100,000, less than 10,000, and the marketplace is not big enough. More than 100,000, and it's too big. The universe is too big, and you just have a little bit too much competition. All right. So does that make sense? You don't want to put your effort or your time into something where the market is not big enough. Hence, if it's lower than 10,000, or if there's a super amount of competition that you have to fight against. So does that make sense? Give me a big yes. I'm not going to move on until everyone says yes because I want you to understand that. Okay, give me the yeses. I'm still waiting. We've got Ray saying yes. We've got Debasha saying yes. We've got Barry saying yes. And if you don't understand it, that's fine. That's why I'm waiting for a second. If you don't understand it, let me know and I'll go over it again. Because this is going to be crucial, as you'll see. This is like that piece that you want to understand because it ties everything else together. So give me the yeses. Betty is saying yes. Ulrich says yes. Jason, Gregory says yes. Gregory Campbell, thank you, Gregory. Michael says yes. Barry says yes. Gopal is saying yes. All right. Ray is saying yes. Maureen is saying yes. Brian is saying yes. Andy says yes. The yeses are flying in. I actually don't see anyone that says no. Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got so many. We've got Joanne says yes. Thank you, Joanne. All right, just chiming in there, rounding out the rear. So now that everyone has this, let's move on. All right, so this is like figuring out this is like going to be cool because it allows you to go in and cherry pick um, topics that really make you money so that you're not guessing at it. That's why I wanted you to make sure that you got this. All right. So you want to be between 10,000 to 100,000 when you add everything up here. Now, one of the things that I also like to use this Google Keyword Planner for is to come up with some awesome titles. So, for example, Meaning of Dreams, right? As we saw earlier, there were 18,100 individuals that typed that in. Meaning of Dreams, right? So that would make an awesome book title. What I like to do is I like to use these as our main title, and then I would add a subtitle onto this. So let's do a quick exercise really quickly. So Meaning of Dreams, right? And then I would add on a subtitle, something like How to Decipher Last Night's Dream. Or here's another one that would make a great title, and we've got 590 people searching for this. Dreams and Their Meanings, right? The subtitle could be How to Decipher Last Night's Dream. Some of the phrases that Google gives you will make good book titles. Some of them won't. Like dream meaning, that one just won't make a good book title, right? Because it's grammatically, it's not correct. It just doesn't make sense. Meanings of dreams, right? Doesn't make sense as a book title. But every once in a while, you'll be able to cherry pick some really cool ones, right? So how would you, what type of a subtitle would you put onto that? Meaning of dreams. What are your dreams trying to tell you? Thank you, Betty. That's a really good one. Um, Dreams and Their Meanings. What riches are held in your dreams? That could work right there, Rhonda. Yep. All right. So there you go. So let's move on here. So now one of the questions that I get is, Ty, why do you use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the reason why is if you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines, right? Ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. I want to show you just a few examples of this, okay? I want to show you a few examples of this. So here's an example of an ebook that's available right now on Amazon. Okay, it's titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. All right. Let's say that there's a book here on Amazon and you have someone who's over here in Google and they're looking for information on, just tips and ways to better market their ebook. They have an ebook of their own. They're oblivious to the fact that there's content on Amazon that will show them how to get visibility and market their ebook. So they're on Google searching for information. They just happen, right, to come across some listings. What are these listings here? We know that these are what for the most part? These are paid ads. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. So for most of us, we gloss over these because we do realize that they're paid ads. So then we go down here to the more organic listings, and out of these two listings, which one shows up? Number one or number two? Which one stands out the most? Yes, it's the Amazon listing. The Bastards. Yes, absolutely. Michael, you got it. Yes. Jason, you got it. Ronnie, you got it. Yes. Right? And why does this one stand out the most? Take a look at it. It has the exact same title as the book over here on Amazon, right? So when you use this strategy that I'm giving you, do you see how powerful this is? When you use this strategy that I'm giving you, right? To go in and not only do your market research using the Google Keyword Planner, but to also extract some great titles, you can get your content listed highly on Google as well as on Amazon. And you have both of these multi-billion-dollar companies helping you to get the word out. So helping you to market your ebook. Does that make sense? And this one stands out for several reasons, right? It's got stars here. You can tell that it has a ton of reviews. It's got the price point. It's in stock. And not only do you get your book listed on the first page of Google, but first page, second position. Here's another example. I just want to show you this again here. You have an ebook listed on Google titled Money, Wealth, Life Insurance, right? Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. Someone types, I'm sorry, not on Google, on Amazon. Someone goes over to Google, they type in Money, Wealth, Insurance. Guess what happens? This book appears again, first page, first, second position. All because of the amazingness of what we're teaching you here with this system and how to cherry pick titles again, right? So does that make sense to everyone? Do you see how easy that gets? Right? And the reason why this is possible on Google, because Google loves what? They love new content. And who publishes more new content, new fresh content than Amazon? Almost no one, right? Amazon is like the king of new content. They're constantly putting new stuff out. Right? So now we go over here, and there's one last example I'm going to give you. There's an ebook on Amazon titled How to Retire Happy, Wild, and Free. Someone goes over to Google, they type in How to Retire Free, and guess what? This book appears in the first and second position of the first page. Out of 98 million competitors, you're on the first page, first and second position. Right? Is that powerful or not? All right, awesome. Okay, so you've got a lot that you can do with that. So secret number one was use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles. Right, so now one of the things that I've done is over my this extremely long period of testing, I've come up with what I call my title enhancers. And these are elements that double and triple sales. So after months of testing, I found that simply adding the following elements to my titles can dramatically increase sales. Here's an example of what title enhancers look like. Title enhancers are elements that you add to your book's title that answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. So they're asking themselves these questions in their head. And this is all happening on a subconscious level, right? Like this is happening as they're making their buying decision. This is happening as they're browsing Amazon. So that's why this is so important. So let's give you an example. Let's say you have an ebook titled How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional on Amazon over here on the left, right? So How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. And then you have another ebook titled Learn to Stain Your Deck. So our title enhancer, how to stain your deck like a professional. And on the right-hand side, you have Learn to Stain Your Deck. You have someone that's looking for information on deck staining. They've never done it before. Which of these two titles is going to resonate with them the most? How to stain your deck like a professional, number one, or number two, Learn to Stain Your Deck? Put your answer in the questions box. I want you to take a wild guess at this, even if you are not 100% sure. Which one do you think is going to stand out the most? Number one, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, or number two, Learn to Stain Your Deck, right? So let's see. So the number ones are coming in. Number one. Some folks are saying number two. We've got number one. All right, number two, number one. All right, number one. Number two. All right, so if you've said number one, give yourself a pat on the back because that's exactly it, right? So number one is the one that stands out the most. And the reason why it stands out the most is because, well, for several reasons, right? It answers the question. So if someone's going over to Amazon looking for content on how to do something, just by adding the title how to, or the title enhancer how to into your title, you help them to make that buying decision. Again, this is all happening on a subconscious level, and it happens in a matter of milliseconds, right? And they don't even know what's happening here. But do you see how that works? Now, here's a few other title enhancers here. Quickest way to, 21 quickest ways to make money online, right? versus something like the Guide to Making Money on the Web. Fastest way to, the fastest way to get your nursing degree versus Health Quad's nursing guide. Here's another one. Easy ways to, quick and easy ways to lose weight, right? Versus the fast and hard way to lose weight. Okay, tips to, the world's best kept tips to losing weight. So do you folks see how that works there? So these are all, if I were you, I would be taking a screenshot of this or writing them down as fast as possible. Let me know once you have them all. And then I'm going to move on. So how to, quickest way to, fastest way to, easy ways to, tips to. All right, so I'm going to give you about another 30 seconds to write them. And then once you have them, just type in yes. Josephine, how are you? All right, Ulrich, it says I'm ready. All right, let's go. All right, so now the next thing is, here's another tactic that I'm going to give you, and this is a strategy that works really well. It's called the mashup strategy, right? So you can take your title enhancer, and then you can take your topic. Let's say the topic was gardening or whatever it might be. Put a topic into the questions box, right? But let's say your topic was gardening. So we could take the title enhancer, how to, and then we mash it up, how to garden. We go back to our Google keyword planner. We hit search. Now, Google is going to tell us for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million searches conducted within the last 30 days for that phrase, how to garden. Now, is that within our desired search criteria? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's see who was paying attention just a few moments ago. Right, some folks are saying yes, some are saying no. Josephine says yes. Michael says no. Barry says no. Gregory says no. All right, Rhonda says no. Jason says no. Jordan says no. All right, Robert says no. We've got more no's than yeses. So here's the thing. If you said no, then you are absolutely right. No, this does not fit within our desired search criteria, right? Because we want to be between, what are the numbers that we want to be between? We want to be between 10,000 and 100,000, right? Absolutely. Thank you, Randy. You got that right. Thank you, Shane. Shane got it right. Sam got it right as well. All right. All right. AG, you got it right as well. We want to be between 10,000 to 100,000. Luckily for us, Google gives us other phrases that people are searching for. So let's take a look at these, right? And you tell me which one of these four would make the most ideal to publish an ebook around. So how to make a garden, right? 201,000 global monthly searches. How to design a garden, 550,000, right? So just over 500,000. How to build a raised garden bed, 12,100 global monthly searches. How to plant a garden, 301,000 global monthly searches. So which one would make the most ideal of these to go in and publish an ebook around on Amazon? Number one, number two, number three, or number four? Which one do you think it is here? Let's see. We have, it says number three. How to build a raised garden, says Barry. Josephine, number one. Gregory says three. Raised garden, says Debashes. Shane says three. Green, AG says one. Polly says one. All right. Russell says three. Lewis says three. All right. Walker says three. Kevin says three. Jay says three. Robert says two. Abraham says three. Ray's Garden says Debashes. Two says Gopal. All right, so if you said three, as Ray just typed in, just give yourself another pat on the back because, yeah, three is the one, right? And for several reasons. Number one, right, it fits within our desired search criteria of 10,000 to 100,000, right? And then the other reason is it has our title enhancer, as do the rest of them, but it's showing you exactly how to do something, how to. And then the last reason, which I think is the most significant here, the reason that I really love is it's giving you specifics, how to build. It's not only just talking about how to build a garden bed, but it's talking about how to build a raised garden bed. So it's very direct, right? Very specific, right? So imagine if you had an ebook published on Amazon that was titled How to Build a Raised Garden Bed, that showed people how to build a raised garden bed, and that received 12,100 searches every single month. Do you think that would be hard or easy to sell a few copies of? What do you think? It would be absolutely super easy, right? That's why, folks, no matter what you're doing in business, you always want to have the right systems, because having the right systems will make things just a lot more easier for you. It'll make it a lot more transparent. right? Having the correct systems just makes it so much more easier. All right, so now, has everyone got that? Are you ready to move on? All right, let's move on here. Boom. So now, secret number number two, I'm jumping ahead of myself, is I'm going to show you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. Now, in my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I've used all 3 of these, and all are very easy to do, even if you're a newbie to all of this. All right, number 1 is to get someone else to write it for you. I use this option a lot, and I've paid as little as $100 to $125 to have people write content for me, where you own 100% of the rights to it. And you can resell it as long and as often as you want. You can even put your own name on it, or you can use a pen name, right? This program gives you the only 3 sites that you should use when you're looking to have someone write your content. So right, there's 3 sites that I give you. And as a matter of fact, if you guys want, I'll give you one of these sites right now on the webinar. Just type yes in if you want me to show you one of the sites that I use to go in and find writers. So the other way that you can get your content created is you could just speak it. You can use like Google Speech, which is free, right? Like open up Google Docs and then type in, actually I can show you how you can do that really quickly too, if you want me to show you this. So if you want me to show you this, type of number 1 in. If you want me to show you this, type of number 2, and we'll see how many people, who wins, right? The 1s or the 2s. The other way that you can get your content created is you can write it yourself. Super easy. Not my favorite, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. Like I've got students of mine that are literally all over the place, like in London, UK, Italy, France, that write their own content. And then I have some people that outsource it. How many people would like to, what would be the preferred method for you? To outsource it, number 1, to speak it, number 2, or to write it yourself, number 3? Type it into the questions box. Number 1, to outsource it, number 2, to speak it yourself, or number 3, to write it yourself. Okay, cool. So we've got Sebastian saying 1, Lynn says 1, Ovid says 1, Ray says 3, Joe says 1, Josephine says 1, Brian says 3, Gregory says 1, right? Randy 1. The answers are flying in here. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you folks exactly. Let me see if I can open up a page here without losing what I'm doing. I don't know. Hopefully I can open up. This is a great app right here, folks. If you need it for like concentration, it's just an awesome app, Simply Noise. So I'm going to show you something here first. So first, let me show you, we'll go to Google Docs. All right, and I want to show you how you can use speech to text, right? So you can go in and have content transcribed. So this is free too. It doesn't cost you anything. And then we'll go into one of the sites. So you go up to Tools, and then you go to voice typing. It's actually not going to work right now because I'm using my mic for this presentation, right? But if I wasn't using my mic for it, you would be able to see this, and then you could just speak into any microphone or headset, and like what I'm saying right now, it would actually just type it out. It's beautiful. It's like magic, all right? So now let me log into my Google, not Google Docs. Let me log into my Google account. How many people want to see this? This is where I go to outsource, right? I'm going to pause my screen because I don't want my login showing my credentials. But how many people want me to go in and actually log into my account so you can see how I go in and I hire outsourcers? If you want to see that, type a yes in and I'll do it. If not, we can just go back to the presentation. All right. All right, the yeses are coming in. Looks like a lot of people want to see this. Okay, so I'm going to pause my screen really quickly as I sign in. Let's see. I put Spider-Man in there. Don't judge me. How many people are like Marvel and DC comic fans? So take a look at this. So here's some of the projects that I have listed up here, right? So can you see my screen, or is it too small for you? Let me know if you can see it. So I've got a 25-page romance story needed. So you can actually publish both fact and fiction using the system, right? So fact and fiction. I've got a project listed here for 25-page mystery thriller story needed, 25-page day trading report needed, a 25-page personal development report needed, and you can see how many people actually go in and bid on these things, right? So here's 33 quotes, 23 quotes, 17 people saying, "Hey, I'll do this job," 18 people saying, "I'll do it." Which one of these do you want me to click on so I can just give you, how many people want to see? Do you want to get some insight as to what it actually looks like when you post one of these things and some of the bids that come in? Give me a yes if you want to see that. Which one? Romance? Okay, we'll just go into romance, right? And it's pretty straightforward. So look at this, right? So you'll see the different quotes. Now you're going to get a variety of people that bid. You're going to get a variety of prices. Here's people that are saying, "I'll do it for 50." I want to warn you here now. Listen to what I'm saying. You're going to see some people that say, "I'll do it for very low prices." You're going to see ridiculously high prices. Don't let either one scare you. All right. $50, $31, $50 here, 14, 15, 14 an hour, $150. This lady's actually not too far from me in North Carolina. $75, $750. What did I tell you? $8 an hour, $350. Here's some more. 25,000. What did I tell you? Ridiculously insane prices, right? I would just immediately delete that. $125. This is more within my range, and this person is in the U.S., right? Florida, which is good. $220, $200. You can also talk these people down, and I show you how to do that in this course. $200, $40, $150, $100, $150, $625, $50, $50. So do you see this? Right? $80, $350, $250. So you can really get really high quality content created for inexpensive I can't talk now. I'm getting so excited by this. So for an inexpensive amount. Isn't that pretty cool? Josephine says cool, right? How many people think they could do this? As a matter of fact, do you want me to show you here? How many do you want me to show you the listing? How I write these things out, right? And I've updated it recently, and I show you that in the program. But if you want me to show you this, give me a big yes. If not, we could just go back to the presentation. All right, no one's saying yes. Well, I see one person, Debashi, is saying yes, but we'll go back into if we don't get a. Okay, yes, says Jill. Oh, the yeses are coming in now. They're flying in. Actually, we've got about 200 people that just typed in yes all of a sudden. 300, 400. Wow. All right, cool. So I guess, all right, so we go up to posting here. And this is not even my favorite site, but this is just one of them. In this program, I give you the others that I like to use. So here's how I write it out. I say I'm looking to hire someone in the U.S., the U.K., Australia, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico. Why do I list these countries here? Why is that? Right? Because they are primarily English speaking, right? You want English speaking writers where people are, it's English as their first language. 25-page romance story for me to use on my blog. I don't have to tell them that I'm publishing these to Amazon. It's none of their business because I'm going to own the content once they're paid, right? I give them an example of what I'm looking for, and then I keep going. All right, so that's it, folks. It's not hard. This stuff is not hard. And like I said, once you have a system, and in this program, I give you the exact system. I show you how to lay it out. I show you how to do it the right way. Because if you screw this up, like when I first started doing this, I really screwed it up big time. I'm talking about really screwed it up. I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of money. And if you try to do it on your own, the same is going to happen to you. And I don't want that to happen. So that's why I give you so much detail here in this program and in this training, right? So, good stuff so far. Give me a big yes or no. And do you folks want to continue? Because I still have a ton of stuff to share with you. If you don't want to continue, I just promised my kids that we're gonna go bowling. So I'm ready to go and rock them in the game of bowling. I've got a 9-year-old. I'm sorry, she would be pissed if she heard me call her 9 just now. I've got a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. And I like beating the pants off of him in bowling. Orich says I like bowling. Orich, you should, next time you're around, all right, let's bowl. All right, I would love to meet you folks. As a matter of fact, I am holding a live workshop in April here at my office. So if anyone's interested, you could come in and work with me hands-on, and I'll show you how to do this in my office as well. All right. That is going to be pretty pricey. It's going to be $5,000, but we'll talk about that later. If you're interested, I'll give you some details. I'm actually in North Carolina, Ulrich, right? But this program is nowhere near $5,000. But if you want to come to my office and do it, it's going to be, all right? So here, let's rock and roll. Let's keep going. So now secret number 3, how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. This literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes to both create your Kindle publisher's account as well as add ebooks to it. Amazon has made it easy again because they want you to make money, because when you make money, they make money. Once you publish your ebooks, it's now available on their platform, and people around the planet, across the globe, can now buy your ebooks. All right. I just got a notification that I just got a sell in from India, of all places. From India, I've got a notification app on my phone that allows me to know when I make sales. And within the last hours I've been on this webinar teaching you, I've made about 40 sales. I've gotten about 40 notifications. I don't know if you guys have been able to hear the dings initially when we first started. I actually silenced my phone because I didn't want it to interrupt me, right? Because that's the cool part about it is, like, imagine being out and about and you're with friends or you're with family and your friends, your phone's going off, you're getting these notifications, right, of new sales coming in. How amazing would that be to people? How thrilled, like how like intrigued would people be with you, right? By that. The fact that you're making money as you're, even when we go bowling, right? When I go take my kids bowling later, I'm still going to be making money as I'm playing. As I was on a cruise last month, I was making money as we were cruising the Caribbean, right? How cool is that? So now, once you publish your ebook, right, you can crank up the sales by repeating the process and publishing more ebooks, including sequels. You can tweak elements of your existing books. Again, it works with fact and fiction. You can change up things like your titles. You can change your price points if you need to, your descriptions, your covers, right? There's a lot that you can do with this. So now let's review really quickly. So I gave you secret number 1, how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before, all right? I gave you secret number 2, 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. I gave you secret number 3, how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. All right. And all right, is anyone starting to feel really excited about this? Anyone? I get excited about this every time I talk about Kindle publishing. I get super excited. Right. Not only am I getting excited because I do really well with this, but more importantly, right, or just as importantly, because my students do well with this as well. As I showed you here, I've got a professor from Penn State who's making $5,000 a month, and his goal is to get to $10,000 a month. I've got one of my students who just started, and in her first 24 hours, she sold 5 copies, right? Here's another one of my students who's over in Perth, Australia. He's 66 years old, making $20,000 a month using this system. All right. It's a system where you do the work once, right? And your ebook sell for months and years to come, day in, day out. As I showed you, just within the last hour of me presenting this information to you, I've sold dozens of copies of my ebooks just in the last hour. It's residual income that pays you over and over and over again, right? What makes this different is that it grows. So it continues to grow. So as I got that check in the amount of $2,297.30 initially, and then another one for $2,873.13, and then another one in the amount of $4,462.53, and then one in the amount of $8,403.84, and then eventually 30,000, 40,000, right? Now, what's cool about this is, do you want me to show you something else too? Maybe I should log into another one of my accounts, right? Because as I showed you here, you can generate leads with it, right? What can you do with these leads? You can sell these leads other items. So not only can you sell your ebooks on Amazon, but you can generate leads from your Amazon books that you sell, and then use those leads and sell them affiliate products, other products that you might have. You can give them a heads up on when your latest book is going to be released. There's a lot that you can do to monetize these leads. As a matter of fact, do you want to see how much additional money I make? Do you want me to log in live if you want? I usually don't do this, but this has been such a great audience. If I get enough yeses, I'll log into my Infusionsoft account live right now, and I'll show you how much money I've generated just today from the leads that I've collected from my sales. Now I hope I can trust you guys here. Larry says cool. So let me just do this. I'm going to jump out again really quickly and go back. I'm going to pause my screen real quick, and then I'm going to, because I don't want to show I guess it doesn't matter here. So I'm going to log into, well, I'll pause it here. Let me pause it because I don't want to show my login information. Let's see. So here it's all loading up. So check this out, right? So now, as we could see today, right? So just in the last 30 days, look at how many leads I've collected. Altogether, I've got over 100,000 leads. Over 100,000 leads. Now we're 2 days into the month, right? And look at where the sales are at. So today so far, the day's not even over, and I've already made $2,200. This is outside of Amazon, right? So outside of Amazon. Yesterday, almost $3,000. This is outside of an Amazon sale. So is this cool or not, folks? Like, this is what you can do when you also have leads. No one who teaches Amazon publishing, Kindle publishing, teaches you how to also do this, how to monetize the leads as well. So you can sell these leads if you wanted to. You can, there's so much that you can do. You can use them to sell other products, affiliate products. What are some of the things that you can do with this? All right. So now look at this. This is just, look at the sales for just this quarter here. How do I refresh this thing? I don't think I could. Okay, I was going to show you. Yeah, Jill says, I've never seen this before, capturing leads like that. Nope, absolutely. All right, so, I mean, and just look at not only the leads, right, but let me see if I can refresh it. So where are we at? We've got 3,087 new contacts in the last 30 days, 3087. Let me refresh this to see if I get any new ones. Nope, there's nothing new. So every once in a while, if I refresh, you would see where it. But I mean, just like look at the amounts that have come in day to day here, right? Just from this, all right? Outside of Amazon, how many people can use an extra $2,000 a day on the low end, right? Sometimes it's like 3,000, as you see here. But how many people can use that out in addition to what you're generating from the sales of your Amazon Kindle books? Isn't that pretty cool? All right, so Jill says such a tease. All right, I like that. Jill, there you go. See, I like that. Jill, if we were neighbors, you would be good fun because I see that you're a learner. I love that. All right, so now let me ask you a question. We've been pretty transparent during this entire presentation. How much money do you need to make a difference in your life? Is it like an extra $500 a month, which is actually pretty easy to do, right, with something like this? Even an extra $1,000 a month is easy to do. $2,000 a month is easy to do, right, with this. Especially between like using the lead generation system and Amazon publishing. So it's, what would you need? Like, if we're just being totally transparent and totally honest, put it into the questions box. I'm curious. All right, some people are saying an extra 1,000. Some people are saying an extra 2,000. All right. So if you were able to invest, let's say if you were able to invest, I don't know, $3,000. Let's say if you were able to invest, we're going to go really high with it, right? If you were able to invest $5,000 into a system that made you $2,000 a month, would it be worth it? I've never asked that question to anyone, but I think with this audience, you guys are a little bit smarter than the average, so I think you get it, right? You don't see this as an expense; you see it as an investment, right? Yeah, absolutely, Barry. Barry says yes. Rhonda is saying yes. All right. Just have to find. All right. Absolutely, says Shane. So now, Let me ask you another question. And that question was just only, I was just curious about it, right? So how could this change your life? Like, what would you do with the extra income? Would you put it towards your kids' future? Like, we have 2 kids that are in college right now that Amazon is paying for their college with, right? My daughter's actually, she is 19, but she got started with Amazon Kindle Publishing when she was 15 and grew her account to the point where it's making $5,000 a month. So imagine that at 15. So if a 15-year-old can take this system and do well with it, you definitely can, right? Would you use it to pay off your mortgage? Buy a house, as I showed earlier at the beginning. I bought my mom a house and paid cash for it. Buy your dream car, right? Pay off bills, get out of debt. My wife and I have no debt, right? Outside of our mortgage. Travel the globe. We constantly travel. We're in London, Thailand. We're going to Venice in May. We're going to Disney. I'm sorry, not yeah, in May, end of May, and then we're going to Disney World um, in the beginning of May, so May 3rd to like the 12th. Travel the globe, donate to charities, right? We donate to a lot of children's charities, right? Because children are near and dear to my heart. So there's so much that you can do. So let me ask you a question really quickly here. For past hour, would you agree that it's been time well spent? Yes or no? Give me a big yes. All right. Tabashi is asking, okay, awesome. Yes, Tabashi, I definitely can. All right. Now, you know that we can't cover everything that you need in a 60-minute presentation, and I wanted to pack as much stuff in here, but there's still a ton of stuff that I want to share with you that gives you every advantage that you need so that you can really knock this out of the park. So I've created a special offer that will allow you to get access to everything that you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm actually going to give you a very special deal on this. All right. So, is it okay if I help you and share? So, one of the things that I realized is that old habits die hard. Old habits die hard, and old ways of thinking die hard as well. Right. So, you'll be thrilled to know that I created a program called the Kindle Cash Flow System. Right. So, Kindle Cash Flow, and this is not my $20,000 program. This is not my $5,000 program where you get to come to my office at my workshop, but this is a home study program where you get to see what I do, look over my shoulder, see the moves that I make, why I made them, and the results that I get as a result of doing certain things, right? So you literally get to watch my screen take place, and then you can do the same thing that I do. In this program, what you'll get is you're going to get like the setup, which is a $997 value. This covers how to set up your account and how you can get started really quickly. I also show you not what to do, because remember before where I said that if you do this the wrong way, right, you can really, really make some big mistakes. All right, you can really make big mistakes if you do this the wrong way. Okay. Now, if you do this the right way, in a way that I show you, then you can do really well with this. So I cover that here. Right. You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 module. And in this module, I cover how to find the right niches and readers, niches that sell and readers that buy. Right. You'll also get the Biomagnet module, which is in this module. I cover the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. I cover things like prices, what are the best price points. I don't have time right now to give those to you, but there's actually just a handful of price points that I found that will really help you with sales. And if you have to guess at this stuff, you're going to flop at it. All right. I cover descriptions, how to craft your descriptions so that, again, you draw prospects in and you turn them into customers. I cover how to get reviews, because as we established at the very beginning of this webinar, the more reviews you get, the more sales you're going to get. All right. I cover how to get your covers created for like really cheap, not Fiverr or anything like that, but quality covers. I also give you the KDP Cash Extraction module, right? So the Kindle Direct Publishing Cash Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. And in this module, I cover the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will, simply because you will have the tools that will take you from A to Z and be able to allow you to do this quickly and easily. So you don't have to be a techie. You don't have to be someone that's an expert. You can be a total beginner and do well with this. right? So here's the total value of everything. Now, I made a mistake on these slides, and it actually says the first 10 people, right? I don't want to work with that many people, to be honest with you, because I really value my freedom. I want to work with 5 quality people that are going to put in that are going to take fast action. What I've been doing over the last year is I've been really aligning myself with people that make decisions quickly. If you look at the list of top millionaires and billionaires, one common trait that they have, and I learned this by reading Sam Walton's autobiography, is that they have the ability to make decisions quickly. They don't allow excuses to enter their mind. So those are the type of individuals that I want to work with. So I don't want to work with 10 people. So just cross this out. This is actually a mistake. I should have corrected that. That's my mistake here. Only 5 people. I don't need the money. I'll take the money, but I don't need it. So because of that, I want to, again, get with quick people that are going to act quickly. You're also going to get the Google Kindle Crunch, which covers getting your books listed in Google, how to do that correctly. You'll get the money multiplicity bonus, which shows you how to publish the same content that you'll be publishing to Amazon and also take it and publish it on other platforms so that you can triple your eBooks exposure. You'll also get your own virtual assistant, right? This is another reason why I just want to work with 5 people, and I'm only going to take 5 because this actually costs me money. So you're going to get someone that's an actual live person to help you and to work with you for 40 hours. Right, this is costing me $600 here. So there's some of the things that this individual will be able to work with you on. If you need help with any of your other business matters, they can help you with that as well. You'll also get access to our private Facebook group. We have about 1,200 people that are all publishing ebooks right now using this system. People that are making tens of thousands, that are really crushing it, people that are just starting as you are. So you'll be able to align yourself with a variety of individuals. You get to ask questions, you'll get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, you get to get help. I'm in there all the time. My coaches are in there. Like I said, I've got over 1,200 of my students that are in there, so you're never left alone. One of my pet peeves about many of the courses that are found online is once you buy that course, you're like left alone, right? I don't want that to happen to you. So that's why I created this Facebook group, so that you have a support system. All right. So now, if you got to the point where this is similar to the question that I asked you earlier, where like my student there in DeVry, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay $5,000 for something like this? And then every sale after that month is pure profit, right? So now, again, 5 people, you're not going to pay $5,000, which is what I typically sell this for, just as I'm selling it for at my live event. But because you're watching this, you can get in right now for just 30-day profits. Again, only 5 people. And because I only want to work with 5 people, do me a favor here. So I know who's in the top 5. Once you place your order, type in the words "I'm in" into a questions box. All right. Now, usually, again, you will never see this price again. It's always going to be at the $5,000 price point. And Bob Proctor says something. He says, when we want something bad enough, money is never an issue, right? Money is never an issue to get it. So what is the issue is the excuses that we give ourselves. So luckily, as I said earlier, you guys are a smart bunch. I can tell based off the answers that you've put in here, I can tell that everyone will do extremely well with this once you have the system. You see that this is not an expense, right? Most people will look at it as an expense, but because you're different, you look at this as a vehicle to profit from. It's just like investing, but the difference is this is something where you're more in control, right? So get in right now by going to 30dayprofits.com. Once you place your order, type in the words "I'm in." All right. All right. We have Shane is in already. Shane, welcome to the group. Shane, good to see you. As I said, money loves speed. So good to see that you're a fast action taker. Let me take note of your name. Shane is number 1. So that means we have 4 spots left, right? So if you want to get in, go in, place your order right now. The beautiful thing about this is you can order using any of your major credit cards, your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Discover card, or if you're in the US and you don't have funds, available right now, you can go in and apply for PayPal credit. The beautiful thing about PayPal credit is you get access to this program immediately, but you don't have to pay for it for 6 months. So that gives you time to go in and actually start making money with everything. All right. So you can actually go in and start making money with it. And then by the time that 6 month period comes up, you'll have the funds to pay for it. All right. So we've got Bill is in. So Bill is number 2. So Shane is number 1. Bill says I'm in. So Bill, welcome aboard. Good to have you as well. All right. And listen, folks, if you're typing in, Ulrich says I am in. Good to have you as well, Ulrich. All right. So Ulrich. All right, so that means we have 2 more slots left right now. So if you want to get in, go ahead and get in really quickly. Now, again, old thinking habits die hard. So luckily for you, you realize that this isn't something that costs money. This is something that produces money, right? Because at this price point, you're going to easily be able to recoup that back again. Easily. All right, and then after that, everything else is just gravy. All right, so again, if you're going to use PayPal, you can go in. If you want to apply for PayPal credit, once you place your order, you can go in, you can change this, right, so that you select the PayPal credit option. That is if you want to use PayPal credit. If you don't want to use PayPal credit, just leave it here or here so that the money comes out of your bank account or your credit card. All right, now, you don't have to use PayPal credit. You can pay using your Visa, your MasterCard, your Discover. Here's a testimonial that I got from Darren DeVry. He's over in Perth, Australia. And mind you, did I mention that you can do this from any country, folks? I have students that are literally everywhere on the planet, every country that you can think of, from the UK to Australia to Canada to the US to Germany to Russia to France to Italy to Spain to Nigeria, right? Everywhere, Mexico, right? So here's one of my students. He says, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date, and he just has 3 titles, right? Imagine if he's selling them all at $10 each. That's $2,500 in 1 month. So he's doubled that $997. If he had paid $997, he happened to have paid $5,000 for this program, right? Which is what it will be once we reach these first 5. All right. So now, if all this did was to finally allow you to generate a consistent hands-free passive income every month, would it be worth it? Think about that. Would it be worth it? We've got Michael is in. Michael says, I'm in. So good to have you. Michael, I see your order was just submitted. So I was just actually about to call out your name. We have 1 more slot available. If all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent hands-free passive income every month, would it be worth it? Think about it. If all this did was to give you the kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? Right? Here's another question. If all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in about $500 per month to pay a bill or service, would it be worth it? Think about that. Like, this would be more than worth it, wouldn't it? So the yeses are coming in. Everyone is saying yes, right? Right. So now, the other thing to keep in mind is that this comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So you get to actually try this program for 60 days, risk-free. So you have nothing to lose here. Right, so this is the entire system. You get online access to it. Instantly, you'll be able to go in and start putting all of this stuff into place, right, so that you can start to get results here. The other thing is, here's everything that you'll get with this. You'll get the setup module, where I talk about how to set up your account, how to get started quickly, and what not to do so that you don't make the same mistakes that I have made before, right? So that you get right to making money. You'll get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. This covers finding the right niche in readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy. You'll also get the Biomagnet module, which is a $2,997 value. This covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers, prices, descriptions, reviews, and how to tie all of those in so that you really maximize your sales. You'll also get the KDP Cast Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value. And in this module, we cover the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. So this entire system simplifies everything that we've gone over, and it gives you more. So it makes it really basic, really beginner. You'll also get all of these bonuses, right? So again, this is normally sold for $4,997, but because you're at this event, you get to get in for just $997. Again, it's just the first 5 people. We already have 4 people. We have 1 slot left, which I expect will be taken by the time I finish this out within the next 30 seconds or so. So if you want to get in, go ahead and visit 30dayprofits.com right now to make 1 payment of $997, or if you want to make 2 payments of $549, you can go to yourkindlekit.com. That's yourkindlekit.com. Now, what I want to do is I want to answer questions. So we've come to the end of the presentation, and I want to answer questions. Any questions that you folks might have, go ahead and throw them out there, and I will answer those for you. All right, so let me get back here. And I also want to show you some testimonials that we got from some of our prize students right here. So you also have 2 options right now. Do nothing and not take this leap of faith, right? And continue to live the life that you're living right now with no results. Or to pony up this small, tiny investment today compared to all of the value that you'll receive in return by just giving it a shot, right? So let me ask you, what is your goal? Like, what's your goal? Is it to make a little bit of money this year or a lot of money this year? Honestly. So if so, I'm guessing you would be open to the best ways possible to make as much money, right? Now, do you want to actively manage that and spend hundreds of hours yourself doing it, or just rather have it run for you as much as possible once the front end works? I'm guessing you want to have this set up in a way that allows you to live a certain lifestyle and to be able to afford that. If so, this is one of the best ways to unlock that. Okay, so now, my 3-part crazy guarantee, right? This is for the people that are doubting if they can do this. So there's 3 parts to my guarantee. Part 1 is research. If you can't find a hot topic to create your first ebook around, I will personally help you to get started. I will personally help you to get started. That's part 1 of my 3-part guarantee. All right. Part 2 is outsourcing. If you can't find someone to write your ebooks for you, I will give you access to one of my best writers who will write your first ebook for under $150. Okay, so that's outsourcing there. The 3rd part to my 3-part guarantee is sales. If after 60 days you're not making at least $500 per ebook, I will have one of my top coaches jump on a call with you to help kickstart your sales. Right, so I cover all of your bases here: research, outsourcing, and sales. So with this, you can't fail, right? You also, again, get that 60-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason at all, you just send an email to my support desk, support@kindlecashflow.com. You can get started now by going to 30dayprofits.com. And once you visit the URL, right, here's what you're going to see. You're going to get access to everything immediately. Now, folks, there's a tale of 2 people. You've got Timid Tommy over here on the left. Timid Tommy is the skeptical, the pessimistic person who always doubts everything. He gives more people credit than he gives his own self, right? He says, okay, Ty can do this because X, Y, Z. He's got all of these imaginary reasons in his head as to why someone else can do it, but he can't do it, even if he's more qualified than that person. And then by contrast, you have Brave Bob, who's over here on the right-hand side. And Brave Bob is the guy who's like, he's the guy who is like King Midas, right? Everything he touches turns to gold. It's like nothing fails. And that's because he tries more. He believes in himself, right? He's not pessimistic or skeptical. Which of these 2 people will you be? Are you Timid Tommy, or Timid Tammy if you're a female, or Brave Bob, or Brave Betty, right? So let me show you what to do next. Once you go to 30dayprofits.com, you're going to see an order form, order page that looks like this. You can click on this button if you want to use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, or your Discover card. Or if you want to pay using PayPal, you can go in and click on the button on the right-hand side, right? If you want to use PayPal by credit, where you can go in and get access for 6 months, payment and interest free, then you'll click on this button down here. And I actually have a video if you want to watch the video on how to go in and put PayPal credit into place. You can click this here. and I walk you through how to do that. All right. So now here's everything that you'll get again. You'll get these bonuses. You'll get your virtual assistant. You'll get access to a private Facebook group. Just $9.97 by getting in right now. And let's see. We still have a ton of. All right. And then Josephine, you are absolutely awesome. Thank you. All right. So here's both URLs here. You can get in right now. And I will leave that open. We have this one slot left. Thank you for watching. You folks were great. This was a ball. I had a great time. All right. Have a good one.